You've had 3 inquiries today. We'll call this last council meeting of June to order at 6 p.m. I need a motion for the adoption of the minutes, please.
Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of council held at City Hall on June 13th, 2022 be adopted as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Espy and seconded by Councillor Knox. All those in favor? And that's carried. We have a delegation this evening from Manitoba Assessment. That may be a little late. Okay, we don't see that delegation, so we'll defer that delegation to the July meeting. We have no public hearings this evening. We'll go right into committee. First up is Finance Committee. Councillor Buds, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Worship. Your committee has nothing to report.
You need a new mic over there, Councillor
Yeah.
Buds? Yep.
Yeah.
City Planning and Economic Development, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. City Planning Economic Development has nothing to report.
Thank you. And Community Service Committee, tonight, Councillor Knox.
Thank you, Your Worship. Nothing from your Community Services Committee tonight.
Thank you. Waterworks Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Worship. The Waterworks Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. And Transportation Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Worship. The Transportation Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. And Public Safety Committee, Councillor Knox.
Thank you, Worship. Nothing from your Public Safety Committee this evening.
Thank you. We have no deferred business this evening, so we'll move right into new business. First item of new business is the May building reports. This is for information only. This is City Planning and Economic Development. Councillor Meyer, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. As usual, Council, I draw your attention to the combined report. Of course, the permits show for both the city and the rural, but of course, we look at it from a regional perspective. In brief, you're going to notice that the permits are down, but the dollar value is considerably close to what it was last year. And the only thing I really want to point out, which is really a definition of commercial development, is you'll see that the number of permits and the dollar amount for new commercials. So other than that, it's been a really good year. And again, I just want to congratulate the planning district and our investment team and Pred for all the work that they do in order to get this stuff done. And that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Councillor Meyer. Those are very exciting numbers.
Nothing gets me more excited than that.
I was wondering about that.
Well, a few things, but that's pretty good too.
Next, I have new business is the first reading of zoning amendment bylaw 22-8739. This is for Elias at 2390 Saskatchewan Avenue East, Portage la Prairie. And this is Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Worship. Councillor, of course, in front of you, or Council, you'll see in front of you the report to Council. Really what it is, we're just given the new bylaw first reading tonight, and it's to commence the zoning amendment process to rezone 2390 Saskatchewan Avenue East, or lots 5 and 8, 10 and 12, 13 Plan 1467 in the parish of Portage la Prairie. So the background is that presently it's zoned AL, which of course is limited agricultural zone. The applicant, Mohammed Ilyas, wishes to rezone this property to a C3 Avenue commercial zone to be consistent with the rural municipality property. I've got Councillor Buds tonight. Municipality property to the east. So the applicant has purchased both properties. For your information, Council, the development plan does state and talks about the commercial and industrial area uses as well. So the application will be circulated if passed to the province for review and comment after the first reading. As per Section 74(1) of the Planning Act, once it's passed, Council shall indicate its intention to enact a zoning bylaw amendment by, of course, giving first reading tonight and then proceed with a public notice. So the first reading of bylaw number 228739 will commence the process as defined in the Planning Act in considering this application. That said, it's the administrative recommendation, and I so move that the Council of the City of Portage la Prairie give bylaw number 22-8739 first reading, and that public notices be provided as defined in Section 168 of the Planning Act.
Moved by Councillor Meyer and seconded by Councillor Buds. Any questions or comments on the motion? All those in favor of the motion? And that's carried. We have no old business this evening, so council is adjourned at 6:05 p.m. and we'll move right into committee. Call committee to order at 6:05 p.m. First up is Finance, Legislative, Property Committee. Councillor Buds.
Thank you, Worship. We've just been informed that the delegation, as we were going to listen to in our council meeting, has arrived, and so I had nothing to report. But however, in my committee report, I'm open to having the delegation present.
Okay, that's very good. Allison, you ready to present?
Stand up here to present. I'm very sorry I'm late. I thought it was 6:30. So when I realized it was 6 o'clock, I was supposed to be here, I ran as fast as I could. So I'm sorry if I'm still out of breath.
Well, catch your breath, and we're happy that you're here, and the floor is yours whenever you're ready.
All right, so I have the impact of your reassessment that has been handed out. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. I'll just kind of go through the highlights for you guys. So for 2023, the assessed values of all properties will be updated to April 1st, 2021 market values. April 1st, 2021 is our new reference date. Previously, it was April 1st, 2018 values that property assessments were last updated. The provincial taxable assessment increased by $8.5 billion, so that's 10%. It increased up to $96.4 billion. Your municipality increased by $12 million, so that is a 2% increase. It went up to $649 million. If you look on page 2, there's a table there that shows the breakdown of how your assessments are increasing. So residential is seeing an increase of 1.6%, farm is seeing 4.2%, and commercial is seeing 1.6%, for an average of 1.9%. On page 4, this shows the school tax. So the table illustrates how the property taxes of each class of property in the municipality are impacted by the reassessment. This shows that it's actually a decrease in school taxes to be collected, and this is partially because the municipality share of total commercial assessment within the province decreased. So as commercial property decreases, that can affect how much you pay in your school taxes. The graph on the bottom of page 4 illustrates how the property taxes of individual properties in your municipality can be impacted in reassessment. This graph is based on if your budgetary needs were exactly the same as last year. So if your budget didn't change at all and you adjusted your mill rate based on the assessment changes, then people with a tax increase would be 1,208, and 3,945 people would actually see a tax decrease. On page 5, the table below, again, this is if your budgetary needs were exactly the same. It illustrates how the municipal levy of each class in your municipality would be impacted. So as you can see, it's pretty flat in the city of Portage. Again, properties with an assessment increase of less than 1.9% should see a municipal tax decrease. And properties with an increase greater than 1.9 would see a tax increase. One thing that I did want to mention, this year is new for being able to get your assessment notice online. So that's something we've been telling people about. For this year, if you do sign up to get your notice online, you will still get a paper copy because it's the first year. Going forward, I think that's the plan. If you signed up to get it online, you'd no longer get one. This year, even if you sign up, you'll still get your paper copy. So other than that, in there we have a copy of the assessment notice and then all of your assessment fact sheets and your dates, this pamphlet that went out with all of the assessment notices. Other than that, just some reminders for the City of Portage. Your appeal deadline is September 12th. The Board of Revision is scheduled for September 26th. And if you have any assessment questions, you can forward them on to us. I know that the city sometimes gets those questions, so send them on to us. Any questions right now?
Questions from member of the council for the presenter? Okay, seeing no questions, it's very clear.
Simple.
Thank you for the presentation.
And I have nothing else under my committee agenda, Your Worship, so that does conclude my report.
Thank you, Councillor Buds. City Planning and Economic Development, Councillor Meyer.
Thank you, Your Worship. City Planning Economic Development has nothing to report in committee tonight.
Thank you. And Councillor Knox, Community Services Committee.
Thank you, Your Worship. Nothing from your Community Services Committee this evening. But we do have our youth counselor in house, and I'll just see if she has anything she wants to report tonight. Not tonight. No, thank you. That so ends.
Okay, thank you. And Waterworks Committee, Councillor Espy.
Thank you, Your Worship. The Waterworks Committee has nothing to report.
Thank you. And Transportation Committee, Councillor Espy.
Transportation Committee has nothing to report as well, but I would like to extend some appreciation to Mr. Pito and the staff for a creative solution to our mosquito problem.
Can you elaborate on what that solution was?
Well, I believe there was some lending of some equipment from another municipality, that being the city of Brandon, to help us get that job done.
Okay. Well, I know it's much appreciated by all the citizens that we work for, and well done. Thank you. Public Safety Committee, Councillor Knox.
Thank you, Your Worship. Nothing from Public Safety this evening.
Thank you. So committee is adjourned at 6:13 p.m. Thank you for coming out, everybody.